You're watching Rurouni K95's movie review on Die Hard with a Vengeance. Hi, Ruronis. This is your pal, Rurouni K95 here. Today's movie review, we're going to be reviewing the follow-up to the first Die Hard movie, which I'll plan on reviewing Die Hard one of these days. Today's movie review is Die Hard with a Vengeance. When a bomb explodes at the Bonwit Teller department store, a man calling himself Simon phones Major Casey in it, Inspector Walter Cobb at the police station, and claims responsibility for the bomb. He orders suspended police officer Lieutenant John McClane to walk through the middle of Harlem in his underwear, wearing a sandwich board with a racial slogan, which is racist, on it. McClane is driven there by Cobb and three other officers. Harlem electrician Zeus spots McClane and tries to get him off the street before he is killed. But a gang of youths attack McClane and Carver, who barely escape. Returning to the station, McClane and Carver learn that Simon is likely in possession of several gallons of biochemical agent explosive stolen the night before. Simon calls the station again and demands McClane and Carver put themselves in through a series of games to prevent any more explosions. McClane is forced to lie to Carver to gain his trust. One of Simon's games require McClane and Carver to travel to the Wall Street subway station, over 70 blocks away, within minutes to stop a bomb on it. Though McClane manages to get aboard the train, identify the bomb, and throw it off the train car, Simon still ignites the bomb, ravaging too much of the station, but without any fatalities. Thanks to McClane and Carver, the two are met by FBI agents that have identified Simon as Simon Peter Gruber, the brother of Hans Gruber, who was killed by McClane in the first film, which I mentioned earlier, and several of his cohorts. During the debriefing, Simon calls into the group and warns that another bomb has been planted in one of New York City's schools, and that any police radio could set it off. As McClane and Carver are forced to complete more games to identify the school, the police organize a massive search of every school, forcing the teams to rely on telephone communications. McClane, while playing at Simon's games, realizes that something is wrong and returns to the Wall Street. While Carver continues to follow Simon's instructions, McClane finds Simon's men have raided the Federal Reserve Bank through the ruined subway system, making off with a $140 billion of gold bullion from the vault, hauling it away in dump trucks. McClane attempts to follow the dump trucks through the aqueduct, but Simon destroys a cofferdam and floods the tunnel. McClane escapes and regroups with Carver. They continue to follow the dump trucks to a tanker and make a daring attempt to board on it, but are quickly caught at the same time. At the police attempt to evacuate the school they think the bomb is in, McClane and Carver find that Simon has instead used the rest of the explosive to rig the tanker to explode, which would send the gold to the bottom of the sea. After Simon leaves, McClane and Carver escape the doomed tanker just before the bomb is detonated. As they regroup with the police and have their wounds tended to, McClane that reveals there was no gold on the ship. It was replaced with scrap metal, and Simon has likely gotten away. Carver prompts McClane to call his estranged wife Holly, but while on her line with her, he discovers that an aspirin bottle given to him by Simon identifies a nearby border town in Quebec. McClane leads a raid along with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police on a warehouse where Simon and his men have started to distribute the gold. Simon attempts to escape on a helicopter and shoot down McClane, but McClane is able to fire upon a power line, serving it on to the helicopter and destroying it. Carver joins McClane and convinces him to finish his call to Holly at a nearby payphone. So that's my synopsis on my review on the movie Die Hard with a Vengeance. We all know that the races, because I did not say that, knew that I have finally reviewed a follow-up to Die Hard, is how this movie goes. Because the sign that McClane was wearing is a racial derogatory slogan on the sandwich board. It seems kind of racist in that movie. But that's how. But yeah. But in the original release of the UK DVD version in 1999, was actually even more cut than the British video and cinema versions because the content did not exactly match the officially classified version. This much sanitized release fell foul of British censorship laws and was withdrawn. Oh, and the version shown on German TV features the alternate ending where Gruber escapes with the gold, but McClane tracks him down through the number on the bottom of the aspirin bottle at the phone booth and killed him. On the Region 1 disc, which is not the special edition version, part of the dialogue is cut from the conversation between McClane and Zeus when they are breaking into the Yugo. From the scene of Zeus accusing McClane of being racist again. When he asks if he can jump start the car, well, particularly because I do not realize that there was a racist scene in Die Hard with a Vengeance, especially when he was holding that sign, which I don't want to talk about it. But anywho, let's get back on with the cinema version in the UK on Die Hard with the Vengeance. So the UK cinema version was cut about 12 seconds by the BBFC in order to receive a 15 certificate. Cuts were made to the stabbing of the guard in the blank, the shootout in the lift scene, and the shooting of the men in the dump truck. Profanity was mostly overdubbed throughout the movie and replaced by the distributors themselves. For example, the F you Joe became Go Away Joe. 10 blocks. You effing kidding me? Instead 10 says blocks, are you kidding me? Instead of, yeah, because it's kind of explicit. Among many others, UK video and some DVD releases all features the same cut print, but the BBFC waived all cuts in 2008, and the UK Blu-ray is uncut. BBC One in the UK on the 3rd January 2008 screened an unedited, uncensored version. All the previous edits are taken from the UK versions before submission to the BBFC have been restored. In the TV version of the film, the sign that McClane is forced to wear in Harlem is changed to "I hate everyone." Which is not racist. But in the not TV version, it has where it has the racist slogan in it. But however, the TV version, it just changed it to "I hate everyone." Yeah, because I'm gonna have to go with the more TV version where McClane has a sign that says "I hate everyone." That's how it should have been in the final version. So the TV version aired on FX as of May 2002 removes a few more elements. The blood in the elevator when the guard is knifed are missing. All the language is filtered. The placard reads "I hate people," while also missing are two catchphrases. Zeus, are you aiming for these people? McClane said no. Well, maybe that mime. Like a silent clown with clown paint from France as well. And where McClane asks Zeus if the car has an anti-lock brakes before pulling the fuses. In this version, he simply cranks the car hard and it turns hard, sliding backward. The FX edit also cuts much of the conversation during the water jug sequence, uses an ugly and trimmed pan and scan version of the shot as McClane and Zeus fall onto the ship. Zeus is only partially visible for a second, and the taxi appears to be scratched before entering Central Park. So, there are some goofs on the movie, on mostly character errors in continuities thing in the movie Die Hard with a Vengeance. The ship travels from Hudson River to the middle of the Long Island Sound in impossibility for a short time. The train that John McClane intercepts with the bomb as a red number 3 train. 3 trains are all silver, especially for the movie like Die Hard with a Vengeance. At one point, the dump trucks are supposed to be traveling on FDR Drive. The FDR is for cars only and does not allow trucks. The dump trucks would not have only have been pulled over, but they would have been too tall to clear many underpasses and tunnel entrances as well. So, speaking of which, the soundtracks, there's only probably for any soundtrack that has ever... Yeah, there's Ray's Candy Store was filmed on locations in New York City, especially for movies like Die Hard with a Vengeance. But the result, because Die Hard is a sequel to the 1990 film Die Hard 2, which apparently Die Hard 2 came out in 1990, but for the first Die Hard movie came out in 1988, which ironically I'll cover those for the next movie review. But for Die Hard with a Vengeance, it was released on March 19th, 1995 in the United States of America, because this movie was distributed by 20th Century Fox in the United States, Canada, Japan, Australia, and mostly Japan, as well as Buena Vista International and the international versions of Die Hard with a Vengeance. The music was done by Michael Kamen, but this movie did feature Jeremy Irons, Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, Graham Greene, Colleen Camp, Larry Bregman, and Sam Phillips. This movie budget has about $90 million, as well as the box office at $366.1 million box office. The running time was about an hour and 28 minutes. So this movie the film stars Bruce Willis as NYPD Lieutenant John McClane and Samuel L. Jackson as McClane's reluctant partner Zeus Carver, and Jeremy Irons as Simon Gruber, brother of Hans Gruber. It was released on May 19th, 1995 to mixed reviews and became the second highest grossing film of the year behind Toy Story, as well as, I suppose. So this concludes my movie review on Die Hard with a Vengeance. So that's going to be it for my movie review on Die Hard with a Vengeance. You guys, thanks for watching, but before we go, here's our quick thoughts about it. This is an interesting movie that I have reviewed by far, but pretty soon I might review Die Hard one of these days, I suppose. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter and Facebook. If you have Twitter and Facebook account, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking the like button on this video. Please leave in the comments about suggestions on either a movie review or another anime review by leaving the comments below on this video. And please be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel. Click on my notifications bell button, and that's all I have to say. Because I might as well stick with doing anime reviews as well as I did with movie reviews, in general, I suppose, I guess. So this finishes up my Die Hard with a Vengeance review. This is RuRoniK95 saying, thank you for watching my movie review on Die Hard with a Vengeance. I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next movie review, and have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my movie review on Die Hard with a Vengeance, which is for today's movie review.